It's the 9th of February 2022. I am sitting here on my computer, sitting on here on my chair, swinging, trying to read Graham's latest chapter that he sent me. But I've been stuck on the same page now for way too long, and having, that's interesting, there's a man outside my house with a phone, just pausing every once in a while. Yeah, I was really wrong when I thought I had the neighbours from hell last time. The universe has shown me that for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, the one that I talked to was nice, but again, he asked me if I wanted to come over and smoke some ice with him today. I'm not totally sure how many times I can say no. I mean, it just doesn't come out wrong, right? Obviously, I'll keep saying no. I don't understand why he keeps asking, but oh well. Like I've said, lucky for me, I'm so far past it, I actually find it amusing. But again, so I've got Gandhi's 10 ways of changing the world in this group, right? And as you can just see and probably heard, one fell down. But yeah, I'm not sure what I just did. Am I still recording? Yep. So I posted a video before because I had to mop my weed tent, right? Because it's been leaking. And I set every single video I make to adults only, because it just makes sense. Because I never know what I'm going to talk about. And I should probably just do, like, trigger warnings for, like, everything. So I can talk from, you know, mental health, suicide, self-harm, drugs. Like, yeah. Lots of stuff. If you're very easily triggered, I guess this is me saying, you know, just be careful. But today I'm alright. Today I have an absolutely gigantic headache, and these glasses aren't helping. So I'm still trying to get used to the dexamfetamine that I take, right? And now obviously I need to get back into focusing and uni, and like I'm not enrolled until July, but it's very much like I have 4 units that have to get good grades on, because, well, I just have to. And like I'm very capable. Like, I think this is where I'm doing my head in, because it's like, how do I say this? I've been trying to figure out why it was I used to be good at school and good at studying and all these things, but I seem to struggle so much right now. And I've realised through reading this book and, you know, talking to others, that it's the lack of structure at uni. Like, I have to discipline myself. I have to be the grown up to myself. At 36 years old, I should be a lot better at it than this, but I'm just not. I'm like a big giant kid in a 36-year-old body. That's like a top reason why I'm not ever going to have children. I mean, the simple fact that I'm in love with someone that I haven't seen in a long time probably has a big part of that to do too, since I obviously don't have sex anymore except for with myself. Speaking of which, I tried to replace the vibrator charger, which I don't understand how it's missing, because I have a big box under my bed where I keep every bit of my sex collection together. So I don't understand how I can't find the vibrator charger, because it's my favourite toy, right? And so I bought a new one, and they sent it to me from the UK, and they told me it would work, and it didn't. So they refunded me, but that hasn't helped me in the sense that it's like going to die. Graham thankfully sends me really fucking funny memes, and he sent me one like last week, which I thought was a picture of something headboard, but was actually just a meme, and it was of this like hammer toy, and I googled it and I was like, oh, that looks amazing, I want one of them. So I've decided to buy one, because, you know, I cannot believe I can't find the fucking charger, right? But anyway, where am I at? So I didn't sleep well last night. I went up and down in waves because, again, trying to figure out what time to take these decks. Yesterday I was up from 6:30 in the morning when Rachel called me to, well, I made the video after I watched the 100 with Andy Lee. So it was like 10:30 or whatever it was. And I definitely didn't go to sleep until then. Rachel and I ended up like talking on the phone at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's oh my god. Speaking of which, so I haven't fully been aware of what she believes in. Yeah, there's obviously I can't think to make that make more sense except to say that. But last night I finally was just like, what do you believe in? And she's like, there's a story, it's named the Egg, I think, and I'll link it into my blog on my website. Anyway, and she's like, can I ring you and can I read it to you? And I was like, yeah, of course. So she did that. I swear to God, I have had the beliefs that I've had because of what I've lived through and what I'm living through, right? For like over 6 years now. And even longer when I really think about it, but like predominantly at the forefront of my mind is, say, you know, 6.5 years or whatever. Boss is barking so freaking loud. Anyway, but the story that she read to me, right, it was like someone had gone into my mind and taken out what it is I believe in and then put it into a story that was so well written and articulated. I was like, holy moly, oh my god, so we actually have the same beliefs. So now that I've, like, this whole time I've known her, I'm like, you're here to teach me. I know that because you bugged me. And you bugged me because you're exactly like me. So I'm very aware of that. And yeah, like I think I've mentioned in a video, like I was a bit of a bitch to her at one point because of my own issues. But she's amazing. If you watch this, Rachel, like, you are fucking a beautiful, fucking kind, caring, amazing soul, okay? I promise you that. And I love you. You're awesome. But yeah, the story is like, whoa. So it's really helpful for me because I've sent it to my other 2 uni friends, and I'm just like, hey, if you want to understand me a little bit better, this is a really good way of doing that. So yeah, I went up and down yesterday, and just like I said, decks, tired, awake. I've been trying to become a morning person for as long as I can honestly remember, and yet last night it was like all the decks I'd taken throughout the day hit me in the evening, and I had a lot of energy, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the ADHD part of me, like the high energy, the intenseness that people talk about when they meet me in person. But because I vape weed, it's like I'm trying to be a morning person, so I smoke weed in the evening to try to make me go to sleep, but really, when I'm honest with myself, I'm awake in the evening, so I should effectively just accept the fact that I'm not a morning person. I don't understand why I can't accept it. Like, I want to be in a routine, you know, like grown-ups are, you know, you get up in the morning and you have breakfast and you go for a walk and you go to work or school or whatever the fuck it might be. And I just struggle to parent myself, or just adult myself sometimes. Like, it is literally 4:03 in the afternoon, and except for fixing the pots in my weed tent and mopping up that mess, I haven't finished anything that I'd started. Like, I'm still trying to get through Graham's chapter that he sent me yesterday. And like I said, I've read the same page so many times. And it's like, part of me is like, okay, now everything makes so fucking much more sense. Okay, I'm ADHD, I get that. Yesterday when I said it to someone, I got the same, I'm guessing, response I used to give, which is, everybody's ADHD these days. And someone said that to me, and I didn't say anything, but I thought to myself, oh, yeah, like, that is so dismissive. It is real. Like, it's actually real. Like, yeah. But, it's fucking with me because I was saying to Graham yesterday, I don't need something to distract me. My mind distracts me. Like, I am studying what I study. I freaking love it. I love talking to people, to audiences, to share. Like, I've literally done like a 180 in so many things in my life, right? And I can help people. Like, I'm in the process of, like, I'm in the cycle of the craving of wanting a cigarette is has been driving me bonkers for the last couple of days, right? And I just remind myself, yeah, because that's how the cycle works. And it's no different to how I had to quit ice. It would get to this point, and I'd be like, fuck, I want some. And obviously, you just don't do it. I mean, it sounds way easier than it is, but effectively that's also the case. I did not smoke ice ever again from when I quit, and I'm at 17 days without a cigarette, and I have cigarettes here because, you know, like I said, I have the emergency ones I asked for from the neighbour, and I've definitely wanted one a number of times today and yesterday and haven't done it. So I'm achieving on those levels, which is great. I really want to finish reading this chapter. I became very aware yesterday also that the reason I'm able to read, and I've loved reading for as long as I can remember, is because I've always read fiction. So I love to get lost in stories, make believe. I didn't enjoy my childhood. I was living in fear for my whole life. I've lived in fear my whole life just because of what I've been through. And I was able to escape. But I've always had an issue reading anything that's real because I just can't retain the information. But as I've said to myself, repetition is the key. Not that I have actually done anything about it since realizing that, except put notes on the wall saying repetition. You have to keep repeating shit because, as I've said, you know, I started listening to 21 Pilots and I love their music, but some of it is really fast. And I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And I did. Now I can sing almost all of them word for word. So I really can't use the excuse that my memory doesn't work, because it does. I just have to do something with it. Effectively meaning that if I fail at what I've set out to do, there's no one to blame but myself. Which is true, but my God, does not being able to fucking concentrate without being distracted by simply looking out the window is making me more mad at myself, because it's like, okay, you are so 100% aware now of that you're doing it, why you're doing it, and all that shit, and yet it's like, my motto in life, you know, mind over matter, isn't actually working. I've always believed if you have the will, it will happen. Well, I have the will to achieve everything I've set out to. My brain, on the other hand, is not really coming to the party. So I definitely am looking forward to being able to see my psychiatrist again, because I need to talk to him about the medication, because taking 3 just gives me like a pounding headache and like lockjaw and like, yeah. But, you know, like I've said, I've had 3 today and I feel raw. So I'm hoping for an early night. I am watching Married at First Sight here in Australia. I did Cave years ago when my sister got me to start watching it, and the live discussion on Reddit is hilarious. So yeah, but like I said, it's after 4 now. I'm going to go back to reading this chapter, and that's me for today, I think. So yeah, happy Wednesday.